Hey, welcome back to Overall Living. I was having a conversation with some friends of mine the other day, and we were talking about bags, mostly bug out bag type stuff and get home bags. I thought I'd do a video. My buddy Tank asked me to do a video. I'm going to do a video on bags, on some of the bags that I have, not like all the greatest bags. Hope the fire's not too loud. I'm going to go through a couple of my bags real quick and just kind of, I guess, talk about each one. Hopefully that won't be a really long video. So yeah, let's get started. So let's start off with a small bag. This is a bag that I kept in the car for a long time. My plan has been to go through it. I haven't got to that part yet. Haven't done that yet. But this is a small bag that I kept in the car. Basically, for about 5 years, it's been in the car, I think. It's simple. It was my beginner stages of getting home. It was my version of a get home bag for my wife or for myself, whoever was driving that car at the time. I'm probably going to do a different video on this eventually, because it'll show the difference in maybe not maturity, but in level of knowledge. Does that make sense? So I'm definitely gonna make some changes to this. This was a rookie entry level bag that I did, and it's really kind of sad, honestly. The bag's not a bad idea though. It's a good little bag. It's a butt pack to begin with. Just a little waist strap butt pack. My wife doesn't work too far from home. Not like me, I drive a long way. So, and the thinking was that you snatch this and you're gonna get home, you know. Something like this, you basically just want maybe a shelter and some calories. Probably going to add that with some kind of container. So this little bag, it's just got a couple little zippers on the side. It opens up on the inside, you know, it's fairly big. Like I said, I'll go through the contents of this in a different video. But it's a decent sized little pack. It's got pouches on both sides. And I strapped a multi-tool to the belt. So, that's the first bag we talked about. It's a good little bag. It's held up, it's cheap. I think I got it from Academy. I think it's a game winner. I think I got it from Academy when, you know, their first few years when they were new to Arkansas. So I've had it for a while. But yeah, that's a simple bag you could use for a close get home bag, or it could be something that you could do first aid in, or you know, multiple things. It could be an accessory. Accessory to any other bag. It could be an add-on kit or a grab and go, or it could be all your essentials could be in there if you needed to dump your backpack with stuff like big shelter stuff and all that. If you needed to run. Maybe you just have your vitals in here and you dump your backpack and you take off. It's just a thought. But I like the butt packs. I'm not a fanny pack guy, but I do like a good butt pack. So one of the most recent videos I've done, this is Shorty's bag that she carries with us when we go on hikes. She made it herself, she picked it out herself. She has her little essentials in there from her camping stuff, you know, her hiking stuff, her emergency stuff, you know, some baby wipes, and her reading materials things. I keep saying I'm not going to go through them, but this is a great idea, in my opinion, for a young child like Shorty. She's probably going to graduate to a bigger bag soon, because she's pretty stout, and we do this often. So, but she loves the idea of having her own bag. This one actually hangs on her dresser, so she can grab it and go whenever we need to. There's no real essentials in here like food or water or clothing, but for a kid, my opinion is if you let them pick the bag, they're more than likely gonna want to carry it. So if you ask me if this is a good bag, for me, no, but for Shorty, absolutely, because this is what she wants to carry. So there's bag number 2. So here's number 3. I guess you would say number 3. This is my gun belt that I changed up some of the things I took away when we go hiking. I wear it hiking. I really like how it works out. I have a holster on it that I can take off pretty easy. I have a first aid pack on the back. Soon to be changed out with something else. The front for our caving and looking at caves, I have a flashlight. A really spectacular flashlight. And then I carry a knife here. I know people look at me crazy, but my Rat 3 goes in there and straps on. That way I don't have to worry about it being here on my waist. I'm kind of going through it. I carry a poop shovel. I think this is my Sawyer water filter kit. There's probably some food and snacks and some other fire starting things here. Of course, there's a gun, and there's various mag pouches that go on here and swap out. And then, of course, I have the butt pack on the back with whatever I need to put on it. And with it being Molly, you know, you can pretty much swap it out somewhat easy. I mean, you're not going to swap it out in an emergency fast, but you know, if you're planning ahead, I'm a plan aheader. I like to swap things out as what I think I'm going to need. That light shining through the door, I'm going to have to fix that. So that's my war beltish hiking rig that I wear. So this is my EDC bag. This is the bag I carry with me every day. It's actually an Igloo. It's an Igloo. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. So it's an Igloo, and I use it for a lunchbox, but it's a backpack. And I've had it for probably close, pushing 8 months. It still looks like it's fairly new. I take pretty good care of it. It's been fairly tough. The light's still bad by the door. Got a couple little patches on the front. Keep a pin and my extra belt and some other stuff in there. It's got a decent sized pouch on the front. It's got a big lunchbox style thing in it. I keep a lot of stuff in the front here, like my earphones and a pencil, and I've got a notepad in there. It's a fairly good bag, and I've had some thoughts on making this just my I've been thinking about putting a little essential thing together to throw in my trunk or something to make this my get home bag instead of carrying this bag and a get home bag. Another thing I'm thinking of, and I'll probably do a separate video on that as well one of these days. So this is my, and I carry a little flashlight, you know, in here. And there's a lighter, and it's got almost everything you need that I can carry into the plant without having any problems. But it's a pretty good little bag. It's got the chest strap, you know, I'm a fan of that. It's a fairly good sized bag, about as big as I am, torso wise. That helps. It's a good sized bag. It keeps its shape. It doesn't, I mean, it's empty in here, but it keeps its shape pretty well. You can't tell if it's ever got anything in it or not. That's another bag, and I think it's a very good option for a get home bag. I think the idea I'm working on with, you know, I have some water in my car, and I think if I take my get home bag, I narrow it down to what I need to get home, and then I put it in a small bag of some other kind. I can just dump it in here and carry this bag instead of carrying this bag and the get home bag I'm fixing to show you. And you may or may not have seen this bag before. I thought I did a video on it. I'm not 100% sure. This is by far the most expensive bag that I have. It's a Klein tool bag. I was given at work for something I did. It was like an award kind of thing. I'm a mechanic. I don't know if I ever said that before. I like this bag for several reasons. I love the hard bottom on it. It makes it very tough and durable. I mean, this is a legitimate tool bag. You know, it's made for carrying weight. It's made for beating on and throwing around, and it's solid. And it still looks new because I just throw it in the trunk and I leave it there. It's got plenty of like an admin pouch area, good space there with food and rubber gloves and all kinds of stuff. This is the hard case for your glasses. I keep some binoculars in there, and you know, it's a good sized pouch. Some other stuff. And then on the inside, everything's going to tumble out. But I have a canteen. It's got pouches for tools in it. I don't know if you can see all the way down in there. It's got another pouch here and another pouch here. This is a solid bag. This bag is also made, you know, it's made for electricians. It's made by Klein Tools. So it is made with the back has a bunch of stuff in it, but it's got another decent sized pouch here, an extra t-shirt and a wool blanket, and then it's got a laptop pocket back in the back. It's padded where I had some more goodies. This is a solid bag. 45-ish pounds maybe. I can carry it home pretty easy. It's got everything I need to get home in it. It's got more things than I really need to get home in it, which I'm really thinking about that a lot lately, about carrying so much, and I'll explain why. It's because I don't want to take a lot of stuff with me and then want to take it all home if something happens and I have to walk, you know, 2 days, let's say. Say I have to walk 2 days, I don't want to try to carry this bag, my lunch bag, a wool blanket that might be in the car. I got a wool blanket in the trunk right now because it's cold out. I don't want to carry 2 coats, a pair of coveralls, all that stuff. I do have plans to, I keep, what do you call them? The elastic bungee cords. I keep bungee cords in my car so I can roll up the wool blanket and strap it to this bag. And I try to make it look obvious. I mean, I'm going to be wearing my work uniform with a tool bag. I'm just a mechanic trying to get home, right? I mean, that's the truth. That's what I really am. Why not look like it? Just because I have a couple of extra goodies doesn't mean I'm better or worse off, right? So that was my thinking about the tool bag. I still like the idea of the tool bag, but the lunch bag, I may just have to make the decision to just ditch it. You know, there's really nothing in it that I just vitally need that I can't throw in here and come on home. Main thing being I just hate to throw stuff away. So anyway, that's my my current get home bag. I'm proud of this bag mainly because I didn't pay for it, and I'm cheap, if you will, frugal. If you're trying to be polite, I don't like to spend money, and that is the nicest bag that I have, the toughest. It is a really good bag. It also has the, beat my table up. It's got the chest strap, which I like chest straps on all the bags. Anyway, so that's that bag. That's a really good option bag. It also has this on the side here for longer things, and that's where I keep my saw. Granted, it's not in here. I know I'm just like everybody else. I use the stuff I have, and sometimes I don't put it back. It's just laying in my trunk. I just need to open it up and stick it back in there. And then it's got little side pouches if I happen to have a water bottle or something. So that's that bag. This is probably, man, if I have to admit, this is probably one of my favorite bags in the whole lot. This is a core bag. It's actually designed for like surfers, but I found this on Amazon looking for a dry sack. But it is also not just a dry sack; it's a backpack, and of course it has the chest strap. But if you really follow me, you know a lot about me. You know I like to go floating a lot. We like to hike and float and do these things. This bag is simple. It is nothing but a bucket. It's not a bucket, but it's got a little pouch here. It's clear for maps. I keep my Buffalo River map there. We float to Buffalo a lot, so I keep my river map here. This is not a get home bag or a bug out bag. This is just a bag that we use like I mean technically it's a survival bag whenever we go floating, and that's what we use it for the most. We put all our essentials in here, and right now it's full of stuff that extra stuff, like probably some diving masks and stuff like that. But it's a dry bag is the main thing that I love about it. It's a dry bag. It's completely dry. It opens up. It's got a lot of extra stuff in it right now. It has a front pocket that's similar to a laptop pocket. It's somewhat thick, but it's not a super thick pocket. I guess you would consider it a laptop pocket. But the main thing I like about it is it's a dry bag, and that it holds quite a bit. If you can see. I mean, imagine it's closed up, right? So this strap, I usually take it and strap it over my canoe framing, and it doesn't go anywhere. But you figure it's about that big. It's a good sized bag. See, we still got some face sunscreen on the side in the pocket. And this is my backup knife. That's the that fake Rat 3 SEMA 1. It goes floating with me now. Since it's still a good blade, but we're not talking about blades. So this bag, besides the fact that being empty, it's the heaviest bag out of all of them. I think it probably even gets close to the weight of the medium Alice pack over there, as far as empty versus empty. It's a fairly heavy bag, empty, but man, it's a solid bag, and everything stays dry. We put towels in it, everything. Good bag for what we use it for. Would it make a good bug out bag? Yes. I mean, it would. You wouldn't be able to attach as much on the outsides unless you figured out a way to string it from the top. But, a lot of people aren't fans of that. I have a cure for that, but we're moving on to the next bag. I like this core bag. I got this off Amazon. I don't know if I said that. It wasn't cheap, but it wasn't overly expensive. It's just what we need. We've had it for about 3 or 4 years now. It's been a good bag. They make a bigger one. I like this one. It's the backpack. The bigger one's a duffel bag kind of thing. But I really like this bag. So this guy is the medium Alice pack made by the United States military. I don't know who makes it. Really don't know. It's the one that the military used for so many years. I mean, everybody knows what an Alice pack is, right? This is a bag that was given to me by a friend. I believe it's like a Voodoo tactical bag they make like this. This is a Molly. It's basically a Molly butt pack that I've attached to the top of this Alice pack. I can get it off fairly easy. So it's kind of that idea of if I need to grab this off and go kind of thing. There's a lot of small essential things in there that one might need. This is it comes with 3 pouches. Most everybody that ever has seen that is back channel, you can back channel and see this bag in action. I've gone through a couple of things on it before. This is my sleeping bag. This is more of my spring, summer, fall bag. I have a winter bag. which was kind of where the conversation came from the other day and how we carry them. I have these straps. They're stretchy cords, but they're covered with this stuff that make them, you know, they're just, all they are is super fancy elastic straps that clip. I don't know if you can see the clip. It's just got a clip. They're super fancy elastic straps. They keep my sleeping bags up there good and tight. Stuffed sack, everything's stuffed in there. It's a sleeping bag with a the Gore-Tex bivy, military Gore-Tex bivy. What is this? This is a Kelty sleeping bag I've had since I was a Boy Scout, which was when I was, let's just say it's about 30 years old. Like, true story. It's very old. It's probably not 30 years old. It's anywhere between 25 and 30 years old. I do use the frame. I'm gonna spill my coffee. I do use the frame, of course. It's straight up, nothing fancy, military style, canteen, cooking cup, another style canteen over here on the side. And then I know a lot of guys don't like to hike or whatever with stuff off the sides of their bag, and I've covered this before as well. I don't like stuff hanging off my bag either, but I did pick up get the name right here. Maybe I won't get the name right. Anyway, I picked up this backpack cover, and it covers the whole thing. I did a video on it as well. It's kind of I guess you'd call it coyote color. But anyway, it looks like that. It covers the whole pack. It keeps everything tight. I like this thing a lot, and you know, it wouldn't hurt for me to have one for the other bags too. So I'm not going to go into a lot of details. This obviously makes a great bug out bag. Everybody uses one. Not everybody. A lot of people use them. There are small accessories like this that make them better. People put better straps on the front of them. The straps haven't bothered me so much. I do have some bigger, thicker, wider straps that I've considered putting on here, but if I'm going to go ruck around the yard or the property, this is the bag I'm going to lug, and I haven't had any problems with it. You know what I'm saying? So if it ain't broke. But that is the greatest bug out bag of all times, maybe. Now, I know there's lots of good bags for people out there that spend money. But yeah, for a cheap version of a good bag, you can't beat the medium Alice pack or the large Alice pack. I have one of those as well, but it's quite a bit bigger. It has 2 stacks of these. There's 6 of them, of these outer pouches that are non-detachable. They may not be non-detachable. I don't know. I think there's different versions. But yes, the large Alice pack is significantly bigger than this one. It holds a lot more stuff, and usually whenever I decide that I'm going to use it, I pack it up, and it's got a lot of extra space in it. So it's just like I can go with this, like this setup. I like this setup, the way everything is. I know where everything is. It's been this way for a while. Truthfully, it looks like a lot of stuff is in this bag, but it's mostly food. Food is important. So yeah, it's mostly food. There's some extra clothes in here, plenty of extra socks. You know, I have a sleeping, some comfort items. I could drop this and lose some weight. There's a hammock in here somewhere. This is the hammock pouch. Anyway, I'm not gonna go through all of it. This is a good option for a bug out bag. Several sized people. I know that Tank is a very large guy. TJ's a large guy. Big guys could carry these as well as us normal sized guys. So this is a very viable option if you're looking for a cheaper bug out bag. It's a very good option. So yeah, I'm gonna move on to the last bag that I want to show you, and it's a little different, a little special, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Okay, so this is the last bag. Full disclosure, I won this bag in a drawing at an Arkansas Preparedness Network meeting, get together, a meet and greet. I knew I was gonna win it just as soon as they said they were gonna give it away. It was just in my head. Another man built it. He had some good ideas, some great ideas in his head. It is an outdoor product. It's obviously made from Walmart. I think he went to Walmart and basically proved how he could make a cheap bug out kit, a bug out bag, just for a few bucks. And I loved the idea. I didn't hate that I won the bag. I was kind of glad I did, but at the same time, I was kind of hoping somebody who really needed it would have won it. I probably should have given it back to Wake, had them redraw. Anyway, one of our first APN meetings, I won this bag, and there's not hardly anything in it. Very minimal stains. It's the same. It has pouches. I mean, it's a fairly cheap bag. It looks like it'll last a trip. I mean, would it make a get home bag? Absolutely. Is it a gray bag? Definitely a gray man bag. It's not military looking at all. Yes, it's black, but I mean, everybody carries black stuff. Everybody's into the dark color clothes. You ain't gonna hardly catch me very often wearing anything really that stands way out. I mean, granted, I got to represent my friends, right? But it's just a cheap little backpack from Walmart. It does have reflectors on it. If you're trying to hide and run away, you want to take some tape or something, or even just cut those off. I don't even know if it serves a purpose, but it has a little reflector on it. Picks up light. It does have the chest strap in the front. I mean, I don't even know what the bag costs. It's cheap. It has huge pockets. I mean, it's a huge, got like an admin kind of area. I think I had a really good thought. I mean, it's got a little light, got a little headlamp, hat light. But anyway, it has a decent sized pocket. There's stuff hiding down here in the bottom. And then this pocket here is pretty big. It's got a pocket in the back that goes all the way down to the bottom, to the back, and it has a light in it. Most of this stuff I never open. It's got food. It holds. Let me open it up a little bit more here. This was an interesting idea for people who can't have weapons and can't have mace and things like that. This was what he was thinking could be an alternative to mace. I mean, this thing shoots, what, 20, 25 feet? This one says 27 feet. It's a pretty good distance away to be shooting somebody, and I would imagine if you get this in the eye, I mean, it would hurt. You definitely want to get away from it. So it says it's hazardous to humans and domestic animals. But anyway, that was his. That was a domestic, weapon for somebody who doesn't have a firearm. It doesn't not necessarily can't have a firearm, but doesn't have one. I thought it was a fair idea. Would I carry it? I mean, it's still in this bag, but would I carry it for wasps? Absolutely. Do I know where there's wasp spray when I need it? Yes. It's just an idea. It's a bonus thing. So anyway, there's some food in there. It's a fairly good sized bag. Let's see if I can do I mean, it's probably about the same size as my everyday carry bag, my little igloo bag over there. And the items in here, I'd say there's less than $100 in this bag worth of stuff, and there's plenty of room for socks and clothes, and raise you up just a touch. Plenty of room for socks and clothes and things that you would need to put in here that, obviously he couldn't guess what size it was. It was a great idea. I was very honored to get it, and I love the idea that someone put it together, some basics. But this is a good example of a very cheap bag, very affordable bag that anybody could use to to create a bug out bag. And it doesn't have, you don't have to have a military style bag to go ruck or to go, you know, to bug out, to get home. If you're gonna, I don't even have an inch bag. I know a lot of guys create the inch bag, the in case you don't come home, or in case I'm never coming home bag. I don't even have one of those because I don't know of a bag that could carry it. It needs to be a truck. I believe that bug out bags should be set up for getting where you're going. I think a lot of people create bug out bags for camping, you know, and stuff like that. And yes, I do take my bag, my big bag over there. I take it on many camping type trips. A lot of times I've supplemented what I've gone to camp with it. Like my sleeping bag will be on it, obviously. But if I'm going camping, I'm probably going to take my cot and my tent. And if I take my bag, which normally I do, anything I might need, if I forgot my hot chocolate, there's some in that bag. You know what I'm saying? So I'll supplement my camping stuff with that sometimes. And there are other times that me and friends will go out and just spend a night with our bag. And generally that's a night in the hammock, which is simple and easy and basically minimalist style backpacking, camping, whatever you want to call it. We eat our food, you know, that gives us a good reason to rotate our food. Stuff like that, simple. And you know, I really need to get together some guys and we need to go do that again soon because it's been a minute. Just take a night or two or a weekend and go live out of our bags and have a good time, enjoy the woods. So that's my small perspective on bags. I hope it helped anybody. I hope it's informational. I hope it's not too long. I have a feeling it's going to be 30 minutes long, but that's my small perspective on bags. And you know, I'm interested in your comments. If you have any comments, throw them out there. I'm always looking to learn. Everybody should be. Nobody knows everything. So yeah, if you have any comments, let me know. If you liked it, like it. You know, share it if you want to share it. Subscribe if you don't subscribe. All the things. All right. Thanks for watching. Well, I ran out of space. So anyway, as I was saying, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. You guys have a good one.